Okay, so I wanted to touch on this again though about diving with Venom. Yeah, so you can definitely make Venom work here because how I would describe it is like, so yeah, we always want to wall run. Like I said, sometimes we might want to swing, but realistically, you can just take it as a rule to do like hundreds of dives with just wall run. You dive in, and basically, you're not even trying to kill anybody because it's going to be really hard to kill anybody. You have to do and you want to use that new ability. Like I said, I haven't used it yet, but we want to stack that ability with us going in, or we just use our primary as well. Like we slam down, use the right click, use the primary. We're probably not going to kill anybody, but we just do that for like 2 seconds or whatever. We make everybody turn around, we mess up their day a little bit, we shift, we get out. The nice thing about Venom is like you can have such a quick turnaround. It's not like you have to dive one time and that's like the only chance you're going to get. You can literally go back to your team and then, you already have your slam down back and then you already have your shift back. You know what I mean? You're also really good for building up your healing ultimates on your team. They have to damage you to get rid of you. So you take all that damage with you, you go back to your team, you get healed up, you do this on repeat, right? And then you use your E. You can now do like a longer, whenever you feel like I want to do a longer dive, now you can plan on, you're going to use your E ability when you dive in. But this one is more, because that one's on a longer timer. That's on a 14-second timer. So you don't want to like have to use your E every single dive when you're just doing these quick soft dives to fuck with the enemy and take damage, right? So that's kind of what we can do. And the whole time we're building ultimate charge, right? Just kind of, and you can even just punch them. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like just get some damage and to get ultimate charge and whatever. You know what I mean? Just get in front of them, get in their face, make them turn around, do whatever. But you have very limited time to do that, and you have to immediately shift out. And then we get our ultimate. So ultimate as Venom is very strong, but it's not strong as a standalone killer. It's strong to suddenly dive down onto the enemy and suddenly hit your ultimate, and now they've taken like, it's like 80% of their health bar, plus they have anti-heal. It basically is an ultimate that makes them very vulnerable, and you have the ability to do it really quickly, right? You can slam down and do it right away. So we want to like fish for times to do that. Like for example, if they just got hit by a DPS ultimate, or we have a DPS ultimate ready to use, I'm sort of thinking, okay, we're about to go in there. Most likely my DPS will use his ultimate, or on voice comms we can plan it out, right? So I always want to use it in team fights. And potentially I can also use it to like make the enemy weaker or like more scared to engage. But in general, we want to, just build up the habit of like going to try to get kills in tandem with my team, not by myself, basically ever, right? If you're really, really good with Venom, like literally really good, which it takes a while to confirm that you have those skills, then you can kind of go for, you can definitely go for kills with a new ability now as well. But yeah, we want to, time all of our abilities and do like this, and we always want to like get out as our habit, and also wall run every time, and then use our ultimate with our team. And kind of like by doing all of this, we're being a very annoying soft diving Venom. Yeah, and we can potentially create a lot of opportunities for our team. But yeah, it's like if you ever been a healer and being attacked by Venom, yeah, it's not like he just kills you every time. He just like wastes your time, and yeah, waste your cooldowns and waste your attention and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, and then as he's doing this over and over again, then all of a sudden when maybe the healer backline is weakened, Venom keeps going back there over and over again. And then now when you go there, now you can actually get a kill because you're not starting a dive or from scratch where they have literally all their abilities. Instead, you're getting them while they're weak. So now you actually have a real opportunity to get a kill. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of how it works, how we can definitely utilize him at this rank. But yeah, so we're already kind of being really lazy, like I said. Excuse me. We're already being really lazy looking at the ground. This is dangerous. This is very dangerous. It's tough to overcome this first initial point. So we have to be clever. This is very common. And instead of being clever, We literally walk out. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, hello, weak little squishy that's totally unprotected in the front line. So it's never a good idea. We want to go this way, and we have a long-range weapon, right? We just start shooting them. We only get, and I would probably like want to play, if I'm going to take more risk by going over the cart right here, and now I'm trying to shoot at them and stuff, but still it's dangerous. So I'm ready to literally use my shift to immediately rocket backwards into my team or back here or whatever, so that way I don't die, because the chance of me dying is like really high when we're in this situation. So yeah, we don't want to be playing this corner at all. They're literally right there, really strong, completely loaded up, ready to go. So yeah, we want to be going back here, and we want to play behind our tanks, which our tank did this, you know, which we can't work with, right? So we need to be picking up on that kind of stuff. You know, if he's doing that shit, then that means I really can't engage anywhere near here. You know what I mean? And then most likely he'll start playing tank normally here in a minute. Oops. But yeah, he died for that because, you know, he made a huge mistake. So now we've had repeated deaths, but our time is not that bad. We still have 3 minutes if we can sort of get our bearings right now. And the ultimates are going to start coming in after a bit, so we can work with this. We can work with this. But actually, I mean, overall, this game is already a loss because they have 3 minutes on the timer at the end of the game. We can still win these, but we you know, we're kind of more here. We're going to give it our best shot. We're not really, like, expecting a win at this point, basically. But we're standing here doing nothing. What are we doing? So we can already see this guy up here. You know, that's a big... I assume we can see that. You know, on the replay, it'll highlight them. But I assume we can already see this guy. So that's a really good guy to try to get rid of. But yeah, we're doing this right now. Fighting in the middle. So he's already gone. Doesn't matter anymore. Nice attack. So I noticed that we're like really heavy. I think we're kind of really heavy on the movement keys. Where sometimes we go really far forward and then really far back. So we can practice being... you know, lighter and quicker on the movement keys. That will just in general give us a lot more fidelity and options as we do everything that we're doing. So that's just like my tip. So I feel like it's relevant. So that was really nice. You stopped on a dime, right? Because I was kind of thinking with the heavy movement key habit that you just keep walking and then you'd be like, oh, I need to back up. So stopping on a dime is really good right there. And yeah, we can keep moving. You know what I mean? So now we are walking forward a little bit and then backing up. So it's not that good, right? I don't really like that movement. I want to play the corner like this. Either I'm shooting this guy or I'm shooting this guy or whatever. You know what I mean? All right, we got one. We're looking good. We lost the DPS, but losing the dino is huge. We're ready to go. Nice. Good shots. Good shots. Got to reload. We had a few options there. So what are we thinking about when we're looking at this, right? One good option that we always have is to try to headshot squishies. We can also just go for this guy, and we want to get as many headshots as possible because that's like a big difference maker, right? So that's definitely my tip there. But anyway, so this happened. We lost both of our tanks. We can't push up. It's over. That's danger zone. It's you alone. Doesn't matter how many healers you have. The damage is always going to overcome the healing here. You're not a tank. You can't push up. You basically need to get the fuck out of here immediately. And then from cover, try to apply a little pressure. Maybe, and you could go for a flank, but that's like a totally different thing. Yeah. Literally the only thing you can do is regroup. Yeah. I mean, like, because we almost have this guy's ultimate, but like they're going to have all their ultimates too, right? So we're not going to win the fight. Nice. There we go. There's the ability. So we want to reload. You know what I mean? We got the sense for it. We already know. We got to reload. For this guy's really important because he's only got 8 shots. And again, we're like, this is a habit I see with a lot of players. They like look at the ground, but never look at the ground. You know, unless you're specifically aiming at the ground, you basically never, ever look at the ground. You know what I mean? But a lot of people do that like when they're about to do something else. And again, a lot of people will do it when they are looking. They're trying to look at something, so they bend it down, right? Because I need to get it close. I need to get a clear look at it. I don't want my crosshair to be in the way. But yeah, it's a shooter, so we always look through our crosshair. All right, and again, like very heavy on the keys. You know what I mean? we're like going all the way over here, and then we stay here for like a long time before we come back. Everything needs to be quicker if we want to like be the difference maker to get out of this rank. Nice, nice. Yeah, another we could do. They're using the big ass healing ultimate, and we don't really have anything to overcome that. We're just using this one, and then we're using our own as well. So, all right, it's dangerous. Don't shoot. Okay, that happened. That happened. So that's fine. Once he's dead, he can come back pretty fast. And then he'll get his ultimate for later, right? So that means it's pretty good for us in the sense that like he'll be able to use his ultimate for the next team fight or some point after this. Because his ultimate isn't even good during healing ultimate fights anyway. Alright, so now we're going in. So again, what's our goal? What are we looking for? With this character, I'm kind of thinking about picking off a squishy. I'm trying to locate a squishy anytime I can. Because every shot is like half their health. If I can get a headshot, that's like half their health. So it puts them in a crisis situation every time I do that. And potentially somebody else is also trying to shoot that guy and then they get a kill. Or we can definitely pressure the tanks as well. It's just an example. But yeah. Yeah, he's using his ultimate. It's like a very strong ultimate. It's a guaranteed death. So at this point, a lot of times you're able to get the kill on this guy at some point, and that works, right? But at this point, there's really no chance, right? We're already at a numbers disadvantage. He's surrounded by his entire team. We don't have anything special. Like, if he's a little isolated or whatever, we smack those headshots on him and we just get rid of him. But right now, I mean, they're just going to be healing him, right? So our main goal is to not die. And we got kind of, took kind of an unnecessary risk. And then here we're like, that was done, and now we can immediately come back, right? So I wonder what we're doing by staying here. Okay, and again, we're kind of like, it's the crosshair placement, right? So when I'm coming around the corner, and I'm ready for anybody, right? It's always like the second the corner is gone, that's like how it works, right? So I'm not running out here like this and then I react, you know what I mean? Alright, that's fine. I mean, but like, again, it doesn't seem like we really know what we're doing. In the sense of like, why are we running out here like this? I want to, first of all, be looking. Second of all, have an idea of what's happening. We're not really in a good spot to make a strong play. Basically, we're on the ropes. We're waiting for our team to go back. We don't have a push here at all. And the team is not vulnerable at all. Nobody's gonna die from this. Even if we were right here and did it in a good spot, I mean, somebody might die from it if they just stand in it. But they're receiving no pressure. They're totally bunched up. You know what I mean? So we need to wait for our team to come back. We want our team to develop. Like, like chess. I don't know that much about chess, but it's like they talk about how like you don't just have like one piece try to take over the game, right? You want to develop your whole system. So in this game, it's like 2 healers, 2 DPS, 2 tanks. So we want our tanks to be out and doing stuff. But one thing, which I don't know if you were thinking about this, if you hit her with the ultimate, she might react by using her ultimate. Then that would be like a really good, you're forcing her to use her ultimate during a very bad time to use it. So that would be very clever. That would actually totally work, right? So if that's what you're doing, hats off, hats off. Yeah, so this guy's making the same mistake, basically. He's like focused on doing this for no reason. You have no tank in front of you. You're not going to get any kill. The most you can do is just get all charge, which you can do by just spraying repeatedly without risking your life, as if it like really matters that you're going to be playing around this. Oh yeah, I'm going to get them. When they're obviously all bunched up and have a ton of healing. And you are like literally one shot for an extended period of time. So your goal needs to be, I need to get healing and I want to be full health before I really engage again. You know what I mean? Like, alright, so he's thinking about using his ultimate, yeah. So yeah, it's a good thing to recognize there that he was most likely, like, when I see him do that, I'm thinking he's gonna use his ultimate. I need to be ready to dodge to the side and try to kill him because he's massively overextending.